Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome to a little bit of Stellaris. So you might have noticed that we are restarting here, and the reason that I'm doing this is because I played that last game pretty badly. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I still don't necessarily, ooh, this is very good. I still didn't have 100% knowledge of what I was going up to there. And I basically wanted to start over again and try this out with a little bit more in mind of what I was doing. I'll probably still screw up here, so hopefully we don't have to keep doing this over and over and over again, but I think that we're going to be a little bit better off this particular time. So let's just take this here, energy credits to a total of plus 20 per month. That's going to be rough. I actually don't like focusing energy credits on our early planets, because this is going to definitely be an agricultural planet. Now, what I've been noticing is that when you choose your capital, it's almost always best to focus it on agriculture and turn it into your breadbasket world. I'm not necessarily sure that I am a huge fan of that, because your planet, I feel like, should be the sort of center of your empire and its population throughout the game, but you're almost always going to find a better planet than a size 18 with lots of food on it. So I might ignore this particular edict, especially because I want to do potentially other things instead of getting plus 20 energy, and that's a lot of energy a month. So we'll probably ignore that for now, but we'll go ahead and start working on our mines anyway. So let's go ahead and get our mineral one up. I've still got quite a bit of time to do that. It's 10 years, so that is, as we see, quite a ways away. So one of the things that we have to keep in mind here is that I wasn't really anticipating just how easy it is to get lots of empire sprawl. You get it from having like outposts, you have it from having colonized planets, and you get it for having districts on your planets here. So if I did want to get that extra energy, one of the things that would happen is I'd have to get districts here, and these districts increase my empire sprawl. So we got a continental world size 16 down here. It's kind of nice that it's not a larger one. Now, we're guaranteed to have two surveyable systems, or two habitable systems fairly close to home. It's kind of how this game works. I'm going to actually keep my energy as it is for the now, and our trade policy as it is for now, rather than switching it out. One of the things that I've done is I've actually changed my policies a little bit as well. One of the other things that I wasn't really too keen on was just how bad consumer good consumption is on Utopian Abundance. It's manageable, but it's irritating. And I think that it's actually worthwhile having access to shared burden. So if we go to our rights here, this is actually a worthwhile thing to have access to. We could go to Utopian Abundance later when I've got tons and tons and tons of consumer goods, but we're not going to have that for a while. So what we're going to do is just have this at what it is, and hopefully that will be good for a good amount of time here. Everything else here is perfectly fine. What I want to do for our policies is actually have our trade policy moved away from wealth creation. And the reason that I want to do that is because I would really like to have the marketplace of ideas for the Unity. We're going to go ahead and outlaw these guys because that will be useful later. No population controls or slavery, or probably deactivate purges as well. Okay, so that's all fine. We want to switch this as well to nutritional plenitude. I think that that's still actually really useful. And yeah, that should be good for the time being. Now, one of the things that we're going to do as well, wait until we've got enough here quite early on for a temple. This is a really good building in the early game, and I think I saw it as a good building. I just didn't think it was quite as good as it ended up being. Very, very powerful if you get it quite early. That amount of Unity output this early into the game just lets you sort of tunnel ahead in a real big way. Oh, that is brutal. Okay, I'm gonna do it anyhow. 300 days is almost an entire year of that guy sitting around that stupid thing and figuring it out, but it can be worthwhile. I think we've got actually our temple in a second here. There we go. Okay, so I should also check here. What have we got for our leader? Let's see here, weapon damage and trade value. Okay, interesting. The trade value is not going to actually help us too much right now, since we don't have access to that much that can increase trade value. What is the governor of our home planet like right now? They're just enduring, so they're going to last a long time, but not necessarily be any better. And what was our explorer ship looking like here? Ah, archaeologist. Okay, so that anomaly should actually have taken us almost 2 years. That's gross. All right. Well, in any event, we should actually be able to go here and grab the generator district. I think one generator district does get us up to 20, so it might be worthwhile. I just really think that it's kind of a waste in some ways. We'll have a second here, and then we'll build ourselves our mining station here as well. And we've actually got enough money now. I should have done this a little while ago. So let's go into the shipyard, get ourselves another science ship. we'll probably want to have like a total of 3 of them. And of course, if we get a really good scientist, like another Spark of Genius one, we could move them into our one science thing and then move that around as we're going to. Unity coming in pretty fast here. It'll go up way, way faster in a second. So we're going to want our Empire Sprawl to be low for as long as possible, but eventually we're going to start just sprawling outwards anyway. We have got a Maniacal. We're going to go ahead and get him, but we'll actually do a trade out later. And the reason I want to do it that way is because currently I get a slightly higher bonus from having our guy in here since he's doing these computer research, so we can just sort of flop back and forth if I remember to, which I won't. Okay, so we got a +3 engineering one. I think that's a little bit better than the +2 physics, although +2 physics increases my research for everything, so in some ways it's not. So what we want to sort of make sure we're doing here is making sure that we're going around and hitting very specific pathways rather than trying to build outposts literally everywhere. An amusement park, that's a lot of stuff. So for example, if we build up to here, this is going to give us a little bit of a blocker. So we'd go from here to here to here, but if I wanted to get down here to this other one, it's probably better for me to get to like here by going straight down here and ignoring these ones on the side, just because I don't necessarily need these other ones here because they're gonna not contribute necessarily as much and they're going to take up our Empire Sprawl. So I think that's how you sort of play this right now. I'm not 100% sure about that, of course, but what else can you really do? Wow, our energy is getting crapped on. Cool. Early on, I want to go for Discovery probably, but we also want to get through this tree here. We're going to go Discovery first, though, just because those things are so slow otherwise. We're going to actually pop into our edicts. I forgot about this completely, but let's hit map the stars up here. Not going to make a huge difference that I didn't do it earlier, but would have been nice. This is another agricultural world. I really don't like that we're finding multiple agricultural worlds. I may not even colonize this. So this is sort of why we're going in the direction that we're going with our surveyorship here. We're just going to try and get stuff along this sort of path to these specific places. After this, I'm going to double back, get down to here, and like this. This way I'm getting sort of the maximum amount of terrain without having to actually build a lot of stations. Similarly, we're going to go ahead and wait on our influence for a little while here. We don't necessarily need to get any plants inhabited for a while. What we want to do is make sure that we've got sort of what we need in other directions. And also I want to wait till we've got enough unity to get to this stuff so I can get the cheaper starbase, or yeah, this one, starbase influence cost, reach for the stars. Influence is just a fairly difficult to come by resource otherwise. I'm looking at this galaxy layout and I'm not liking the way it is laid out necessarily, but if we can save enough of our stuff, then we should be okay regardless. Yeah, we are consuming just a ton of extra energy credits from a lot of the stuff that I've been buying. Okay, so we've only got 2 spare jobs here. I'm going to go ahead and build these. The extra unity, like, it's basically what I'm doing here is I'm spending extra minerals to get more unity. And I think that's a worthwhile trade-off. Like, I'll also be able to use the energy credits that we get for a little while here. It's not as though they were actually a waste or anything like that. It's just that we're not going to be able to make humongous use of it right away. A little bit sad about that. One of the other things to keep in mind is that it's going to be a while before I could build up a lot of trade. Alright, let's get the Habitable World study on the way. It's a pretty common and pretty decent sort of quest line. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to have this guy survey down this way to here because this looks like it could be a good system. Hopefully we're not set up too close towards anything else. If we're set up too close to other people, of course, we'll end up in a situation where, you know, they could expand into our stuff that we wanted to take before I can do anything about it, really. Alright, adopt expansion, the first part here, the colony development speed, completely useless until you get the other stuff, really. But one of the things that we also want to do here is not necessarily get one of these. So we're probably going to leave out Starbase Upkeep. We're just going to ignore Galactic Ambition because we're not building a ton of those. This is just going to make it take longer. Ooh, First League as our... I haven't done the First League. But, yeah. So that's going to be something interesting to do. Yeah, that's fine.
System resources analyzed.
But yeah, the first league, I haven't done that. I don't know what the reward for that is, but I still want to get it. Obviously, they're all pretty okay. Alien writing, fascinating. Okay. But yeah, what was I saying? Right, once our factions come in, our religious guys are going to start clamoring for us to have access to mind over matter, and it's impossible for us to have mind over matter this like super early into the game. So what's going to happen is it'll hit our influence by a tiny amount once we get access to our first of the ascension perks. So I might actually still want to get the ascension perk, but I'll come to that when I get to. I'm not really sure what I want to take for that. Never necessarily am. Anyway, there should be another colonizable continental around us somewhere. Hopefully it's a larger one than this 16 pop one, or 16 size one. Like, that's just not a ton of districts there. And, like, we're going to be consuming, like, that's like 11 of our 18 from this planet on agricultural ones. If we had agricultural ideal, that would have actually been quite good. That would have been quite powerful. But as it stands, we do not. And I need, like, a lot more population down here, so. Nothing that I can really do about that, though. Alright, so this guy's going to loop back around and find us that choke point there. Now, I don't really necessarily know what the heck's going on with this system here, because it sort of loops around in a couple different ways. But if I get maybe out towards Grant's Shroud here, that could be good, but for now, I'm thinking that if I just get to here, that would probably be a fairly safe boundary. I don't want to necessarily go too far with that. Yeah, I'm just really thinking hard of whether or not I want to colonize this early, because it's such a crappy planet for us. It's got like 9 food tiles, basically. Or whatever you want to call them, not necessarily tiles. Up to 23 of our unity there, that's good. I'm thinking the problem here is that like a lot of our electricians just like got 2 electricians missing. I think we get 4 per. If we got 2 of those in there though, that would only be an extra 8, so we'd be at 16, so we wouldn't have enough still. The extra happiness I think is actually producing a little bit extra, so they're producing 4.6 each actually. So that's actually not terrible. Yeah, so I might have to do one more and then just rally everybody into those jobs and then just ignore it for a while. Just have the districts and then bounce them back and forth, bounce workers back and forth between them. People automatically go to the higher paying jobs anyway. Alright, how much do I need for this stupid thing? Oh, it's done. Oh. Alright, I guess I should have gotten that just a little while ago. Let's go ahead and grab here first. I feel like just because it'll get my population moving upwards faster, I should probably colonize that. Basically, having another planet increases your population growth by like 1.5 for a short while. And then by 3 at the very least after that. And it's actually a little bit higher even than that. Because like the base value gets added to the other planet and then divided by 2 because it starts off with a 50% penalty. And then of course you'll lose a ton of people off your core planet there as well due to immigration. So it's a bit of a back and forth complicated thing. It's not like super obvious what's going to happen, but I think we'll do this. Just want to get that population rolling in, I think. This is probably a bad idea. I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah, I really don't get where, like, I must have gotten another colonist or another population. Wow, that system's bad. Okay. Alright. And that one's a 10 Savannah World. That one's completely useless to me. We are going to want to get down to at least here. And yeah, this is like the sort of fortification point. Anything past that's not necessary necessarily, but could be useful. This could be a good relative area for me to start setting up trade potentially as well later on. I don't know. Building a starbase out here is still a good idea as well because it lets us get to at least Sawomia. I'm which might be important to get to. We'll stay here for a while, but we'll go elsewhere in a bit afterwards. I don't need minerals from the miners necessarily. I will go ahead and get the powered exoskeletons though. And any of these are actually really good. I like all three of these a lot. This is the one that helps us get this stuff faster. So we'll go ahead and grab that one. I wish I did have a little bit more Unity as well, but we've already got quite a lot of it. Alright, and at this point in time, I think we're also going to queue up another science ship. We'll have our third one out pretty soon here. Oh, shit. Alright. And after we get down potentially to here, in terms of like just outposts down to this spot here, I can probably start curling back and going around and doing outposts along this way to get a little bit of space in that direction as well. And then we can sort of ignore all these unless they've got good resources. We'll start searching this stuff with our next science ship, all our stuff that's sort of in our borders, but we sort of want to rush to some of these other things. I can almost guarantee that one of these is going to also have our other habitable world, since we got 2 guaranteeds. Oops. Etraban Prime is okay. One of the things I do like is actually having sedentary, since it like means that your capital gets a little bit less hammered. Alright, so we're up to 27 out of 28 population here. We've got probably I have to get one more of these guys, and then I just slam down our minerals on the planet for a month when the election's on the way. So let's go ahead and build this district here. We can demolish them later. I can do that. It's fine. I don't really like to, but build our mining station now. Over here could be okay because we'll get a little bit of extra energy as well as minerals. This is good for the minerals because it's like a 1 tile 4 mineral thing. That's really quite powerful, but nothing else going on there really. It's looking like this direction is a bit of trade and quite a lot of energy. Could be gaining something good out of that. I'm hoping that we have like a really big 25 world around us somewhere. If I don't have that, what I might do in the late game is go habitats or something like that. Did I build 2 colony ships? Oh no, that was my science ship. I was just like, oh geez, did I screw up really that badly? Got another maniacal guy actually. I definitely don't need 2 maniacals when I've got lots of people who have that other thing. What I'm going to do is grab this guy. And it's just going to be no bonus really. And that's fine for the person who's doing the interior sort of stuff here. So they'll do that, and then here, and then blah blah blah. Nothing fancy, nothing too amazing, but all the stuff has to get done. And in particular, if I find like wormholes and gates and stuff like that, I also have to settle on those. Like, it's very important that you stop people from doing anything too crazy there. Okay, so one of the other things I used to do is I was really upset about having like open building slots and tried to get rid of them as fast as possible. You really don't need to worry about them. You just sort of let them happen and don't care too much about it. And if you're doing things like Utopian Abundance or like, yeah, if you have it set to Utopian Abundance, you actually just don't really care if you've got unemployment on your planets, because they'll just sort of dither around and do Unity and science and stuff like that.
System resources analyzed.
Okay, this place is useless. Research speed plus 5% though. This one. If we can get that before election day, which we won't. We absolutely cannot. Okay.
Construction complete.
Alright, so next up, let's go ahead and grab this. It should affect this colony as far as I remember, but I might be wrong. Oh no, wait, I was reading 09 as the year for some reason. I don't know why the hell I did that. Okay, so technology gain, blue lasers. Interesting. Just outright got it. So we're going to just keep researching the thing we're researching. There's no reason for us to switch that, but we just outright get blue lasers, and that's fantastic. I should actually be heading here first. Then here, then here, then here. That way we get sort of the most efficient pathing. Now then, do I want these science things even though it's going to cost me more energy? Probably. Image them for the archives. I'm going to do this one. If you look at the Edic monoliths and choose the other one, what happens is you shift towards xenophile, and that's just going to make my politics a little bit more difficult to handle. I don't really want to have too many different factions that I'm juggling, because it's a sort of wonky system here. Now, what I might eventually need to get is more consumer good production. That's quite often something that you're going to need to get, but a long ways off before I have to worry about that too much. Now, we are on the fastest setting, so things should be getting done relatively quickly. This is a really great spot for energy, and building towards it could potentially be actually really good for us. Might go there. Alright, so should have 3 empty, 2 empty. That's not good. Do I have to build another energy thing? Oh boy, that would suck. Right, well, we'll do that. This thing we've understood now, nothing on it. That's definitely going to be a plant we leave behind for a long time, if not sort of indefinitely. I'll definitely need to counteract the Empire Sprawl pretty soon here. We're getting to that point. It happens so fast. Like, it really happens quickly. Nuclear devastation. We founded a nuclear devastated planet. Where was that? Down here. Okay. Carefree, that's not good if I recall correctly. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, not only research speed is now at like plus 85%. This person's gonna just blaze through those super fast. Okay. Yeah, what do I do about this here? Rare crystals, it's a load of 1. It's not that great. Bit of a shame, really. But hopefully we can find more of those sorts of things. You eventually get to the point where you need a ton of those sorts of resources. Challenging, damn. Hopefully that's this person. I don't think it is. No, it can't be. I think it's you that's got it. Yep. Level 1, wrong kind of scientist for the job. Not going to be really that easy. Alright, once I get all this done, we're going to jump across to here, and then up to here. Studying your own, like, inner territory is actually one of the easier things to decide, because it's just, like, get everything. These guys, I have to sort of look for specific things here. Alright, I kind of want to know what's down towards this way, so I'm going to head this way. Alright. Still got 2 years. Let's see here. I could just barely get... Well, let's do this. So this has filled up all of our other jobs here. Why is this person... Their ethic is spiritualists. Why? These guys are all egalitarians. Okay. That's perfectly fine. So that's brought us up to plus 19. Damn it, I need like such a little amount extra money. If I could get this station up and running in time. Investigate giant skeleton, okay. So someone taught me how to do that in the comments, and it is incredibly beneficial. Thank you to whoever it was that did that. Super, super useful information to have. Alright, so this mining station should provide us just enough kick of energy to get us over the 20, and that should get us our stupid unity, which is... This is kind of grotesque. I think you only really have to have it for like a month, though. Familiar Shrine. Okay, this is the Old Gods event chain. This, I think, only shows up if you're spirituals, but I've never been sure about that. So we're going to go ahead and activate that one. It's not really a dangerous quest or anything like that. The rewards for it are not huge, but they're pretty okay. 15-sized Ocean World and 18-sized Desert World. That's actually a pretty nice set of places there. The Ocean World's nothing too special, it looks like. The Desert World here. Oh, I didn't actually check the Ocean World properly yet. Looks like... I can never tell which order they're going in. Alright, Starbase Outpost to here. But, yeah, we're only just barely above 20, so... 150 physics research, good. If I could get this done in time, I don't think I can. I think I'm just so close to being able to do that, but oh well. Given the amount of time, I should be able to finish this though.
Anomalous readings detected.
Alright, continuing on with these, let's go ahead and get the population growth speed. Still have 27 Empire Sprawl. Why is my Empire Cohesion off? Huh, interesting. This should be fine. As far as I remember, it should just be based on can you draw straight lines between your points, but maybe it's... I don't know why that's happening. Yeah, so the ocean world does actually have something on it. It's got... must be blocked here. Natural wormhole, yeah. Okay, so this system has all sorts of stuff here. Nothing too amazing. Build the mining station, that'll get me... Oh, shit. I only have very little time for that now. Crap. Yeah, this is up to 29 now. What's going on? I wish it would tell me where the sprawl's coming from in this case, because it should be fine if you're connected to all of your local stations. And we've got like that connection to that, to that, to that. Well, it hasn't hurt us yet, but
System resources.
really not particularly happy about that turn of events there.
Construction complete.
Alright, so that should bump us up back above 20. It's at 21 now, so we can start focusing on other things, hopefully the next election.
Inquiry concluded.
Fascinating. So yeah, I just basically have to do like 3 of these shrine things, and
Progress attained.
at that point we're done that. Alright, so in any event, for now let's go with the Corvette build speed one. It's the cheapest of those techs. I don't particularly feel like I need those techs that badly. That one's an Arctic, not really my thing, not my cup of tea, not my style. And we got a new election underway. Mineral refining. Okay, so... Oh, this is the new platform that they're going to be under. Mineral surplus up to 30. God damn it. These are so bad. Like, these are fairly difficult ones in my opinion, but... We should get the Unity from that month, though, and then we can just shift jobs, and that should get us to where we need to be, basically. Anyhow, I think we're going to basically call this one an episode, though. Oh no, we got someone else. We did get those. I thought that would have bumped them, because it usually is supposed to. I might have to do a quick reset here to the last save, but we're going to call it an end to the episode anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you found this episode enjoyable, and of course, as always, hope to see you guys all next time.